So, how many XRPs do you think will make you a millionaire by year's end? Well, that's a question that constantly runs in the minds of most crypto investors. Lately, this crypto has been oscillating at the $1 mark for the past few weeks, and it's almost taking another solid bull run. But guys, I have a lot in store for you in this video, so stick around to the very end. What's up, and welcome to Moneyside, where we let the money do the talking. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get up-to-date news about the crypto market. That said, let's get down to business. To start us off today is this news about the current lawsuit against Ripple Labs by the SEC. This article was published on financemagnets.com, and I must say this is a win for Ripple Labs. The judge recently denied the Securities and Exchange Commission's access to the blockchain firm's legal communications. These communications were meant to be used against Ripple Labs, claiming that the company had already received legal advice on whether the sale of XRPs could be subject to federal securities laws. If that was the case, then Ripple Labs and its two executives could have lost the legal battle. That's because the communications could be used to say the company and its executives continued with the sale even when they knew they could have violated a few federal securities laws. Is it a good thing for Ripple Labs? Yes, of course. But typically it also goes to show there might be something hidden in those legal communications. All in all, Judge Netburn ruled that attorney-client privilege should be strictly confined within the narrowest possible limits consistent with the logic of its principle. Thankfully, all legal communications are contained in the attorney-client privilege, which is a win for the firm. There is also this tweet by Jeremy Hogan, who's an established attorney, and he's been following up on the SEC versus Ripple case as well. We might soon witness the victory of XRP and Ripple Labs. Attorney Jeremy Hogan was clear about some of the legal consequences of winning with the fair notice defense. He says if Ripple wins the case, it will be incredibly hard for any crypto company the SEC sues from this point forward. That's because the SEC will have an uphill task winning other cases they present to the court. There's an even much bigger picture here. Even if Ripple Labs loses the case, they could appeal the ruling. And when an appellate court determines that Judge Torres was wrong and that Ripple didn't get fair notice, then the SEC will be in trouble because the ruling is binding on every crypto lawsuit that comes along. But we have to wait and see what happens next in these court proceedings. Ideally, the Ripple Labs lawsuit has a lot of voice in the crypto world. It will technically change the perception of how cryptos operate. If XRPs are ranked as securities, that could result in a series of regulatory laws that will apply to most of the altcoins we have today. There are so many altcoins that operate the same way as XRPs, and they will be graded as securities. Therefore, we will potentially see a decline in prices across the crypto market again. But if Ripple wins the case, then we can all rest easy. In other news, XRP successfully managed to avoid the crypto market crash that's been hurting all the other cryptos. XRP surged in price by a whopping 15% over the weekend as the cryptocurrency market continues to recover from last month's crash. Bitcoin, the infamous crypto king, went below the $40,000 mark, which led to massive losses all across the board. Ethereum, Dogecoin, and Cardano all fell, but XRP managed to avoid this trend. That came after the high banks started a war against cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin after a spike in fraud reports. Banks will use technology to ban several million customers from buying any digital currencies. Ashley Hart, the head of fraud at the TSB, said platforms and exchanges are rife with fraudsters, and many do not have proper controls to prevent victims losing large sums of money. Aside from Elon Musk's tweet, the other reason why the crypto market went on a nosedive led to the loss of millions to most crypto investors. But hey, we all know the market is volatile, and that's not about to stop soon. So it's always a good idea to invest funds that you are willing to lose and not more. If the market is in your favor, you will likely gain substantial profits. But in case the market moves against you, there's nothing to worry about. Let's be frank with each other. Currently, XRP is a hot crypto in the market, but the recent drop spooked most crypto enthusiasts, and it will likely scare off any newbie in the field. However, as we all know, the crypto market is like a bed of roses. You have to be ready for the thorns as well to reap the long-term benefits. Therefore, if this isn't your first experience with cryptocurrencies, you should definitely invest in XRPs. If this is your first time with cryptos, then take your time to learn about it before you are scared off by a few dips and end up losing a substantial amount. We understand that you should hold the trade when it's negative for any long-term trader, but if it has a considerable loss, not all losses are worth holding, and sometimes it's better to exit, but not all the time. That is a skill you pick up through experience, and it's what most people always forget when trading cryptos. If you're ready to invest in cryptos, let's take a look at the technical analysis for a more vivid picture. XRP has posted up a double bottom on the 12-hour time frame along the 2018 swing high level, which is acting as a support. From here and going into June and July, I see a period of continued consolidation as the markets cool off and the FUD narrative stops spreading around. I also believe that around the time Ethereum has the EIP 1559 fix, XRP is going to beat their lawsuit and come out victorious. From here, that's where we'll all see the price discovery zone and a test of the previous stable all-time high at $2.48. But for the price to get there, we need to stay patient. It's coming, just not as fast as we'd like. There are still a lot of levels to break through to get there, as well as the recent swing high created. It needs time to cool off before moving back up again. When do we start to move up? In late June or going into July. These are the next TPs moving forward. First take profit point is $1.84. This is the creation of the valley that is holding the price back, created on April 11th. Once XRP closes above this level and finds its support as going above the $2 with ease. The second TP is $2.48, taking a decent sum of profits of my XRP holdings here. The third TP is $2.75, but I'm going to cash out at $3 and then hodl a moonbag in case it hits $589 or $1,000. In my daily perspective, XRP has shown strong movements in the last 2 days, forming a large double bottom. The neckline is around $1.10. The market is paying attention to whether it can be exceeded here. The other day, the SEC's request for information disclosure to Ripple was rejected. The market was favorable and soared. Even in the uncertain market where the whereabouts of the trial greatly affect the market, attention to XRP is increasing. Looking at the latest strength, there is a good chance of breaking $1.10. After that, it is expected to rise to around $1.60. Can prices be pushed up in this week's market? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. The medium trend term depends on this week's price movements. As always, trade safely, guys. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and let's have a conversation. As always, I want to thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and to click on the subscribe button down below. Turn on those notifications so you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. Thank you again, and I'll look forward to seeing you in our next video.